Good afternoon to everybody and welcome. Normally I would tell everybody to take their seats, check their phone and be quiet, but since we're all at home, just relax. My name is Morasha Eisenberg and it is my honor to be chairperson of our annual Federation celebration. Despite the upheavals of this year, Federation, its professional staff, volunteers, and lay leaders have continued the mission of the Jewish Federation to strengthen Jewish life and identity in this community, provide the Jewish people in need, and promote and support Israel. Although we cannot be here in person, I want to thank you all for joining us today at the Federation celebration. This is our opportunity to celebrate and honor dedicated volunteers and lay leaders of the Federation, and hear updates from our current board president, Randon Carvel, our CEO Howard Tevelowitz, I screwed that up, sorry, and Patty Wertheimer, past board president and one of the co-chairs of the Capital Campaign. I would like to mention a few of the wonderful events coming up. Tomorrow evening will be our Kristallnacht commemoration featuring acclaimed violinist Niv Ashkenazi, accompanied by pianist Matthew Graybill. On November 30th, the Extraordinary Unordinary You, featuring our own Simone Knegal. And on December 7th, the Women's Event, an evening with Jamie Bernstein and Alexandra Silver. If you heard Alexander speak, I guess it was last week during Federation's People of the Book, you know this will be an exciting event. For more amazing programs that our Jewish Federation offers, please check the chat box for the link to the events calendar. And now I would like to introduce Rabbi Benjamin Shul from the Jewish Congregation of Venice to give the invocation. Following his remarks, Lisa Feynman, who performed the Star Spangled Banner, and cantor Rizal Bain will perform Hatikva.
And it's my honor, and I feel truly blessed to be able to address you today in celebration of the Jewish Federation of Sarasota-Manatee. Speaking of blessing, it's really my topic for my brief time with you today, and that is, what exactly is a blessing? Now, we know that blessing can be hamotzi lechem min haaretz, as we praise God for the gift of bread or other food. But as we read in Parshat Lech Lecha about Avram and God's first interaction with who will become Abraham, he says to Avram, Ve'escha legoy gadol va'avarechecha shemecha v'hieh bracha. I will make you a great nation. I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you shall be a blessing. This is fascinating that Abraham is to become a blessing. Now, it's interesting when we think of what qualified Abraham to be the father of the Jewish people, and we see really nothing in the Torah, no prerequisites, as we did with Noah, when Noah is said to be an ish tzaddik tamim haya b'dorotav. He was a righteous man in his generation, but no such pre-qualification or evidence of Abraham's worthiness is found in the Torah. All we see is the hayeh bracha, that he shall be a blessing. And I think this tells us something about the choice of Abraham. The choice of Abraham was not based on who he was, but who he was willing to become. And the same can be said for the Jewish people. In fact, the Jewish people, the Hebrews, are known as a stiff-necked people, a difficult people. But as it says in the book of Leviticus, Kadoshim Tihiyu, you shall aspire to holiness. That is the charge given to the descendants of Abraham. God's concern really is the same for us today. It's not about who we are, for we are all limited and flawed. It's about who we are willing to become, who we're willing to strive to be. Are we willing to strive to be a blessing to those around us? And that is really the reason that I'm so proud to be associated with the Federation, because I think the mission of the Federation is about not who we are, but who we strive to become as individuals, as members of a local Jewish community, as citizens of a great country, and as members of the Jewish people and the human community. Who are we willing to become? And that certainly is our task, to strive to be a blessing to those around us. So thank you very much for this opportunity to share these thoughts with you, and Mazel Tov to the Jewish Federation of Sarasota-Manatee.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Kolud balevav andiva nefesh yehudi omiyah Mefatei mizrach kadima ayin letzion Sophia Ozona Tipatenu Hatikva Vajnatai Payim Liotem Choshi Li'oisenu Eretz Zion Yerushalayim Liotem Choshi Li'oisenu Eretz Zion Yerushalayim.
Good evening and welcome to our Federation Celebration 2020. I'm Randon Carvel and I have the honor of serving as your Federation President. Tonight, you will learn and be updated about all the great things your Federation has been able to accomplish in spite of the many challenges this year. You'll also hear about the exciting plans we have been working on, which will allow us to reimagine and redevelop our beautiful 32-acre campus. And lastly, you can help us honor and pay tribute to 21 amazing individuals or corporate partners whose work, help, and commitment allow us to continue to serve the needs of our ever-growing community of more than 30,000, as well as in Israel and overseas. This past spring, as a result of the COVID-19 health threat, we suspended many things, including our JFED Proud and Strong Capital and Endowment campaign. But I'm pleased to report that in recent weeks, we have relaunched this important campaign, and because of the generosity of so many families and individuals in our community, we have surpassed $15 million in gifts and pledges, well on our way to our goal of $25 million. And because we know there will once again be vibrant Jewish life events, cultural experiences, and education needs in our post-COVID world, on our Larry and Mary Greenspon Family Campus for Jewish Life, we've already started the first steps of remodeling our Federation Administration Building. We're also finishing the design phase of the Morgenroth Family Event Center and portions of our new Cultural and Education Center. Lastly, due to the generosity of the Bernstein family, We look forward to engaging families with young children with a new state-of-the-art summer day camp for 2022. Not lost is the fact that COVID-19 hit our community hard this year, but I'm especially proud of our efforts through our Stronger Together COVID Relief Fund to raise and distribute over $285,000 to benefit 15 Jewish community organizations. As I look ahead to next year as your president, I grow more and more confident every day of the mission-driven successes we will have. I'm grateful to be supported not only by an amazingly talented professional staff, but a strategic and forward-thinking board. Together, along with your continued support, we look forward to delivering results that will matter most to our entire community. Thank you, stay safe, and enjoy the rest of the program.
Shalom, everybody. I'm another one that's actually live here today. So I'd like to share my screen with you, and we're going to go through a little bit of a slideshow for you. To say the least, this has been a highly unusual year dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic, anti-Semitism at a level not seen in years, the acceleration of demographic changes that will affect our Jewish community for years to come, and the toxic political climate in our country today. Friends, the measure of success, hold on for a second, let me get this thing, there we go. The measure of success in times such as these is how leadership and the organizations they lead and we lead, and the organizations we all lead, respond to these and other challenges. I'm proud to report the Federation accomplished the following. In 2020 alone, through our community's individual donors, more than $600,000 will be invested in local Jewish agencies and synagogues and the synagogue community to assist them with COVID-19 and security challenges. Federation leadership contracted with the Secure Community Network to hire our first ever Jewish Community Security Director, Jeffrey Solomon. And if you haven't met Jeffrey, please call our office, and begin to develop community-wide security protocols for all Jewish organizations. 4 years into our Life and Legacy Plan Giving program, we have raised in excess of $19.5 million in planned gifts with and for 10 Jewish community partners. Lastly, and perhaps most important, is planning for the future of our growing Jewish community through the building of our new Larry and Mary Greenspon Family Campus for Jewish Life. The measure of success is not just about today, but tomorrow as well. We fully understand what got us here won't get us there. And no, to quote this first line, this isn't your Bobbi's Jewish Federation. Through our upcoming planning initiatives, we will use data to analyze, provide new and innovative programs to experiment with, and introduce laser-focused initiatives and community investments to improve the quality of life for both the Jewish community and general community in Sarasota-Manatee. While planning for tomorrow and in the midst of COVID, we don't lose sight of today's needs. Over 30% of the 17,000 Jewish households in Sarasota-Manatee have attended one of our programs during the past year. We have a multitude of diverse age groups and interests in our community. And while we can't be everything to everyone, we can and do have a tremendous impact on our community. And just look at the kind of programming that is involved here so far this year and what we're going to be looking at for next year as well. So, what are the keys to serious planning? As I mentioned, understanding and evaluating data, understanding, probably most importantly, that there's no roadmap to dealing with this COVID-19 crisis and its aftermath. However, smart planning is about understanding that different scenarios may occur and then trying to understand and plan for each one of these together. We cannot work independent of each other in this new world. We can only do this thriving together. Another key to serious planning is to help provide physical security, cybersecurity, and other forms of security planning to all Jewish communal facilities, synagogues, and agencies alike. And lastly, through planning, We will enhance old partnerships and build new partnerships. So, what does our future look like? Well, despite all of these other issues, quite bright. With highly skilled volunteer leadership and an equally skilled professional staff team, we will have a new campus during the next year plus. So, what's going to be on this new campus? Well, let me start with the fact that, A, there's no membership that's going to be required. It's going to be open to everybody and everybody will be welcome. It will be a warm, inviting setting akin to sitting in your living room. Kind of a nice, warm feeling when you walk in. With our security team, it will be safe and secure. And probably most importantly, it's going to have high quality programming from a new and exciting 14-acre day camp, Jewish day camp, to an aquatic center. From a fully catered facility to meeting rooms that can hold anywhere between 20 and 1,000. From bringing Israel beyond the conflict to Sarasota-Manatee through an Israel Business Accelerator to a 5,000 square foot Israel and Holocaust Education Center. A new home to our film festivals, book festivals, cultural and education programming. And lastly, it will become the center of Holocaust, diversity, and Israel-based education for our 2-county area. Now, I know that you're all muted and you can't stand up and applaud, so I will. That should be a big wow. So sit tight, look past COVID-19. I want you to kind of open your mind and imagine the possibilities. And with that, let me say thank you. And next, I believe Patty Wertheimer is coming up.
Hi, everybody. On October 29th, our federation held a small and socially distanced ceremonial groundbreaking to mark the beginning of the renovations and expansion of our campus on McIntosh Road. We all look forward to a larger celebration in the future when it will be safer for us to gather and celebrate the grand opening of the Larry and Mary Greenspon Family Campus for Jewish Life. I hope you will enjoy the upcoming video, capturing our vision, and join in the excitement for our community and our federation.
Who are breaking ground for a new vision, a new future, a place where we all belong. J-Fed, proud and strong. Our 32-acre Larry and Mary Greenspon Family Campus for Jewish Life is being reimagined to meet the needs of our growing Jewish community. The existing buildings, tennis courts, and soccer fields take up only the first 16 acres. Many are surprised to learn there are another 16 acres of undeveloped land, including a protected forest to remain the home to animals and birds. This project requires the redesign and refurbishment of the existing buildings, as well as new structures, and enhanced cutting-edge security on the entire campus. The newly laid out space will have a modern design with the latest audio-visual technology, lighting, and new furnishings. Groups of 20 to 1,000, from babies to bubbies, will now have the space to be entertained, educated, and engaged with Jewish culture, Israel, the Holocaust, Jewish history, and more. Thousands will be able to enjoy the outdoors with a Jewish day camp, aquatics, and tennis courts, and a meaningful and beautiful Holocaust Remembrance Park.
We are so thrilled that our dream of a Jewish campus for life is really becoming a reality. With our growing Jewish population, think about all the amazing things we can do on this campus. The future is very bright.
You know, we really feel like it's an honor to do this. And more importantly than that, it's our duty. It's our duty to grow this federation. This is an educational opportunity for our children, their grandchildren. And by bringing in the educational and sports that we're going to offer to the children, it's going to promote co-embracement, and they're going to promote education to their kids and grandkids.
I think that this campus represents an extraordinary opportunity to educate more and more young people, as well as middle-aged people, on what is important to the Jewish community. Because what happens to Israel will happen to the Jewish community here. Israel to us is a safe harbor.
When we originally came here, I was looking for a connection to the Jewish community. And I know that the Jewish Federation is the home address for the Jewish community. And what could be more important than being proud of one's home? We were delighted to be a part of it, and we thought that it was apropos that because we felt so welcome, we would be able to welcome others in a welcome center that bore our family name.
This campus is going to be the product of not only careful planning, but visionary planning. This is well thought out to serve the community, all aspects of the community, whether it's young people, older people, people interested in education and culture. We've been so impressed by the fact that it will touch all aspects of the community and how well it has been planned.
It's exciting to think about the thousands of people of all ages who will visit the event center for entertainment, education, and social activities. We are enthusiastic about the future of the Jewish community and hope that our gift is an inspiration to others.
This is a endeavor that really will be so cornerstone to the community. We had a sort of a 3 C's pillars for our foundation, which was children, community, and coexistence when we did work in Israel. So these 3 C's were always important to us. And even if we're into the camp here, I'll add another letter, which will be D, which will be diversity.
I hope to have an opportunity to explain this gift to my grandchildren one day. Being Jewish is very special. 0.2% of the world's population is Jewish. Jews do amazing things. 22.5% of all the Nobel Awards ever awarded went to Jewish people. The Jews built Israel out of a desert. And here we are with an opportunity to help build something for Sarasota, for our community, and not just for Jewish people, but the entire community. I think the Federation has got a very special project, and Dawn and I couldn't be more excited to be a small part of that project.
We are at an exciting and transformative moment in the life of our growing Jewish community. A moment that is rich with opportunity and significance for us and for the generations that follow. We invite you to join us in building a vibrant, engaging, and lasting home on the Larry and Mary Greenspon Family Campus for Jewish Life, a place where we all belong. JFED, proud and strong.
It's my great pleasure to take part in a small way in this momentous annual meeting. You know, it's always remarkable when a community commits to becoming more than it has been, and your plans for the new campus are magnificent. It's all the more remarkable because the achievements of your campaign, the major public announcements, and your formal groundbreaking are taking place in the face of a pandemic. JCCs are the largest and most dynamic platforms for Jewish engagement we had. And before COVID complicated the ways we work in the short term, our JCC movement was welcoming more than 1 million Jews of every age and background each and every week, in person. We have an unrivaled responsibility to serve as the engine of our Jewish communities, propelling them forward to ever greater strength and vitality. So, we have near-term challenges, but timeless responsibilities. And the Larry and Mary Greenspon Family Campus for Jewish Life is a resounding demonstration of your community's commitment to raising the bar. On behalf of JCC Association of North America, I am both pleased and proud to congratulate your board president, Randon Carvel, your campus construction chair, Wayne Rubin, and of course, your extraordinary lead donors, Larry and Mary Greenspon. Thank you to all of the donors to this capital campaign and to everyone who made possible the formal groundbreaking of the Larry and Mary Greenspon Family Campus for Jewish Life. Finally, my thanks and congratulations to my old friend, Howard Tevlevitz, who has been a force for our field for so many years. I wish you all good health, continuing success, and growing prosperity. May you go from strength to strength.
Hello, my name is Judy Fox, and it is with great pride that I am here to share a few words about life and legacy. Among all the amazing initiatives in which our Federation is engaged, this one is truly a gem. Life and Legacy is an important community building effort focused on creating and promoting a strong culture of philanthropy within our Jewish community. Life and Legacy is a collaboration with the National Harold Greenspoon Foundation and our Federation. Along with 10 other local Jewish organizations, we have joined efforts to create and promote legacy giving to ensure the future of our Jewish Federation and our Jewish community. As a community, we have raised a total of over $19 million in estimated gifts through the outstanding generosity and commitment of 528 donors, resulting in 637 letters of intent since the implementation of the program back in 2016. Truly a testament that the Life and Legacy program has successfully proven to grow endowments to help fund our Jewish future in Sarasota-Manatee. I am so honored to be a part of this significant project. To all our Life and Legacy donors here today, I would like to honor and thank all of you who have taken the leap to create a legacy and help us secure the future of our Jewish Federation for generations to come. I hope you will join us on November 12th at 7 p.m. as we will come together via Zoom to honor, thank, and celebrate you.
My honor to the
I want to thank everybody who participated in that wonderful video. We certainly have a lot of exciting things to look forward to. And I hope everybody brings an uplift to this sort of dreary day in usually sunny Sarasota. Every nonprofit has two pillars. One is the staff and one are the lay leaders. These awards were chosen by the staff to recognize those volunteers and lay leaders for their hard work and their relationships they built together for our Jewish Federation and the Sarasota-Manatee community. This year, we have put together a video, since we can't meet in person, honoring our recipients. The presenters today are Rich Bergman, these are the presenters on behalf of Federation, Rich Bergman, Lisa Feinman, Marty Katz, Jesse Sheslow, Kim Adler, and Howard Tevowitz. Please enjoy the video.
present the Doris Loebner Memorial Young Leadership Award to Jamie Marco. Jamie demonstrates better than any article or study the impact Jewish day camping has on fostering Jewish adults who are active in their communities and passionate about sharing their formative experiences with others. Jamie grew up in Sarasota and attended the JCC day camp both before and after it had a home on the campus. Now, owner and president of Evolve Business Consulting and parent of a future camper, Jamie is bound and determined to bring Jewish day camping back to Sarasota. Her leadership of the Day Camp Committee and her enthusiasm and dedication to creating a summer experience for Jewish campers has ignited interest and support from lay and professional leaders. Jamie exemplifies leadership. She leads by example. She works hard to bring about change. She brings professionalism, thoughtfulness, focus, and boundless energy to the work, and we look forward to benefiting from her leadership beyond the current work to future projects. It is with great joy that we award Jamie Marco the Doris Loebner Memorial Young Leadership Award. Congratulations, Jamie.
Shalom. My name is Kim Adler, and I'm honored to introduce the recipients of this year's Ahava, or Love Award, Geri and Lenny Drexler. In addition to serving on our board of directors, Lenny was an active member of the committee for last year's Jewish Community Study and currently serves as a member of the Jewish Community Security Committee. Meanwhile, Geri is a member of our Life and Legacy Committee, helping us to steward those donors who have left generous legacy gifts to our federation. Both are staples at our events when we have them in person, and also serve as happy and smiling ambassadors of our Jewish community and our federation. And did I mention that they're great hosts? The Drexlers hosted a lovely gathering for our federation last year in their beautiful home, complete with lots of homemade goodies. The two dedicate their time and energy to the Lakewood Ranch Jewish Club, of which they're founders, Temple Sinai, Embracing Our Differences, and to our arts organizations. They show their love for our federation and our Jewish and general community every day through their volunteer efforts, which makes them so deserving of this award. Thank you, Geri and Lenny, for all that you do for our federate.
Shalom, my name is Jessie, and I am honored to introduce Dave Oness as the recipient of the Chinuch Education Award. Dave is an educator at Sarasota High School and is a member of our inaugural class of the Classrooms Without Borders Holocaust Education Program. Dave soaks up every bit of knowledge he gains from this program, not only while active, but even now as an alum. He has brought Holocaust education to hundreds of high school students and even set up a nearly 150 student assembly to have them hear from Holocaust survivor Howard Chandler, who accompanied Dave on his trip to Poland with Classrooms Without Borders. He is an exemplar educator who has provided local students with an incredible view of the history of the Holocaust. And this is why he deserves our Chinuch Education Award.
For those of us that know them and love them, Hadassah and Marty Strobel are the most deserving recipients of the Bette Schoenbaum Heart to Heart Award. Bette loved putting her heart next to your heart and sharing her warmth and her lovingness. That's the way I think about the Strobels. I looked up the definition of heart to heart, and it said kind, loving, sympathetic, understanding. That describes, also courage I would put in there. That describes Marty and Hadassah. This beautiful couple show their hearts every day by being torch donors to our federation, by attending and supporting virtually every project and initiative we have, and by helping Israel and our Jewish people all around the world. Their love and their generosity helps our federation stay strong and stay healthy. And also, they are the heart of our federation. Congratulations, Hadassah and Marty.
David Grace has been a steadfast volunteer and supporter of the Jewish Federation of Sarasota-Manatee for several years. He splits his volunteer time between the Generations After program for children of Holocaust survivors like himself, and as a member of the Shapiro Teen Engagement Program Committee. With his feet firmly planted in both the STEP and Generation After worlds, David's dedication to the needs of teens, survivors, and their children is evident. And it's the reason why he is so deserving of the L'Ador Vador Generation to Generation Award. And also, his accent is delightful. I am honored to introduce David Weiman as the recipient of the Hatikva Hope Award. David is a member of the Heller CRC committee, and while he is one of our newer members, he does not stand on the sideline. As a Sabra Israeli who spent his high school years here in the States, he has a strong pro-Israel voice and he uses it very well. Besides being on the Heller CRC, he has been an involved PJ Library parent too, bringing Israeli cultural programming that ensures younger generations continue their love and support of Israel and the Jewish people. It's a top priority for David. He brings hope for our future, Hatikva for our future.
With the great honor of introducing Larry Haspel, the recipient of this year's Yad Hazakah or Strong Hand Award. Over the last 18 months, I've had the distinct pleasure of working closely with Larry on our campus project to re-envision the Larry and Mary Greenspon Family Campus for Jewish Life. As chair of the subcommittee for our event center, Larry brings his incredible business acumen, his experience with building projects, working with contractors and capital campaigns, as well as his love for our Jewish community into this important and vital role. We have worked through various aspects of the project closely together, and I've had the opportunity to learn so much about Larry, his incredible career, and his vast knowledge of our nonprofit community. I now consider Larry a mentor. Larry is involved with a number of organizations in addition to our federation. He's the past president of Aviva, a campus for senior life, and is currently on the board of the Oslo as a vice president, and also, along with his lovely wife, Debbie, chairs their current capital campaign. The Federation is a grateful beneficiary of Larry's strong hand of leadership and of his dedication to our success. Thank you so much, Larry, on behalf of the Federation and on behalf of myself personally. I really enjoy working with you. Thank you so much. This year's Woman of Valor, or Ashet Chayil Award, is presented to Morasha Eisenberg. Over the last few years, Morasha has taken on not one, but two major tasks for our Federation. First, she overhauled our Education Scholarship Committee and instituted some much needed changes to our processes, all while working hard to strengthen relationships between our committee and the staff and leadership of the schools in order to spread the word about the generous scholarships that Federation provides to the students who really need that information. Her next major role was as the chair of the 2019 Jewish Community Study Committee. Morasha worked diligently alongside me, my co-staff Linda Silver, and our committee to bring the vision of a new study to reality. Morasha spent countless hours in meetings, on phone conferences, reviewing questions, and proofreading our ultimate document, which was a study that our Federation and our entire Jewish community can be proud of. Morasha is an active member of our Federation's Board of Directors. She also serves on the Campus Utilization Committee, where she's helping to frame the vision for our new campus project. Morasha also serves on the board at Temple Beth Shalom. I'm inspired by Morasha's vision, her dedication to our Federation, and the roles that she takes on to make our Jewish community a stronger and better place for all. Thank you so much, Morasha. It's really been a pleasure working with you.
The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. My friend Meryl Wynn believes in the beauty of the dreams for our new campus to provide a safe, healthy, and loving home for our Jewish community for many, many generations to come. Meryl is a community activist, a Federation board member, and development chairman for our Federation. He is active in other charities, Child Protection, Josh Divides, and he supports Israel and our Jewish people around the world. Gandhi said, "The future depends on what you do today." Meryl gets it. He is an activist for today. Please follow him. Congratulations, Meryl, on winning the Atid Future Award.
And I am honored to introduce Sheriff-elect Hoffman as the recipient of the Kehilah Community Award. Sheriff-elect Hoffman has been a friend of the Federation's for some time. Over the past couple of years, he has proven that the safety of the Jewish community is a priority for both him and Sheriff Knight. coming to our office for meetings, strategizing about protocols and tips for our new campus. Sheriff-elect Hoffman and the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office are trusted friends to our community. We never thought the day would come when we would need the full force of the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office behind us, but when it did this summer, Sheriff-elect Hoffman made sure his entire team worked to make the Jewish community feel safer. For his leadership and friendship to the Jewish community, I am honored to present Kurt Hoffman with the Kehilah Community Award. I am honored to introduce Bette Zaret as the recipient of the Zachor Never Forget Award. Bette Zaret is a force to be reckoned with. She is an amazing partner and chair of the Heller CRC's Holocaust Subcommittee. She never stops thinking about how to assist our community to never forget. She will come to me with 7 ideas that just came to her. I'm always excited when I see an email from her entitled, "I think you'll love this," because it's typically her incredible mind at work for Holocaust education. I am fortunate to have Bette as a supportive committee leader. Never forget is in her blood.
Shalom. My name is Hatikva, and I'm honored to introduce Mel Taub as the recipient of the Howell Team for Pioneer Award. Mel is the first overall chair of our Federation's community-wide security efforts. He was integral in working with the Secure Community Network, in hiring Jeff Solomon, and in establishing a Federation Campus Security Committee. Our Federation movement touches more Jewish life than any other entity on this planet. In the breadth of that reach, there is definitely more than one opinion, more than one methodology, and more than one way of looking at any given situation at any given time. Yet, for all the differences among us, I know there is one thing that we can all agree. Our Federation is the one organization that can lead the effort of properly securing all Jewish communal institutions in our 2-county area. With Mel at the helm, we are uniquely positioned to serve in this role. While we don't speak for every Jewish household in Sarasota-Manatee, we remain the central Jewish address for security-related matters. Jewish communal security is central to our mission. It is significant today and will continue to be more critical tomorrow. Thank you to Mel Taub.
Don and Bobbi Bernstein, our friends, are deserving recipients of the Morasha or Legacy Award. They believe that they're able to enjoy life's benefits because those that came before them left a legacy for them. And they, in turn, will do the same for future generations. They have established legacy gifts at our Jewish Federation, at Temple Emmanuel, and also in North Carolina. In addition, they have established an endowment for our beautiful new Federation campus. Their philosophy of give where you live, while you live, has been a blessing for our Jewish Federation, for Israel, and for our Jewish people. Thank you and congratulations, Don and Bobbi.
Hi, my name is Marty Katz. I'm the Federation's Senior Director of Communications and Marketing. It is my great honor to bestow the Avodah Award on Ed Cohn. Ed has been a proofreader for the Jewish News since 2017, and he is one of 7 proofreaders we count on each month to review the paper. Proofreading is not for everyone, as it can be a very tedious task, but not for Ed Cohn. At age 95, Ed often finds some of the most obscure and tiny errors that many of us miss. Recently, we asked him to proof our new Shalom SRQ magazine that is coming out soon. The directory of listing comes from many different organizations, and therefore we find many different styles. I am now officially calling him Ed the Comma King. There were hundreds of extra commas that are now fixed. Ed's sharp eye is no wonder, given his career as a lawyer in New York and Washington, D.C., and then as an administrative law judge in Albany. He retired to Sarasota in 1994 and has helped the community in many ways. In addition to volunteering for us, he also volunteers with Meals on Wheels, delivering meals, even today during the pandemic. The Literacy Council of Sarasota and the board of his condominium association on Longboat Key have also been fortunate to rely on his volunteer efforts over the years. The Hebrew word avodah means service or work, but it also can mean prayer and worship. We are meant to be of service, to be partners with God in the ongoing creation of the world. My many, many thanks to Ed for his keen, observant mind and for helping to keep me and my team on the top of our toes. Mazel tov, Ed.
I'm honored to introduce two very special leaders of our Jewish community, Ellen Bender, President of Temple Sinai, and Christine Elliott, Executive Director of Temple Emmanuel. Both are more than deserving recipients of the Acharai or Follow Me Award. The year 5780 won't be carved in our history books or in our hearts as a great year. As a nation, we face the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic and economic, racial, and political hardships. In our own community, we were confronted with the ugly face of anti-Semitism, not once, not twice, but 3 times. It has always been our unity, our resilience, our determination, and our beliefs that have kept us going whenever we have faced hardship. Under the pristine leadership of Ellen and Christine, we were witnesses to that caring, to that sense of unity and community resilience and determination. They led and continue to lead their respective temples, as well as our entire Jewish community, through those difficult and dark, trying times. And they continue to lead us into 5781. I so admire them both. Their willingness to stand up for what is best in our community is what should keep each one of us going into this new year, hoping that it'll be a brighter one. May the adverse circumstances of 57, I'm honored to introduce to you my partner, mentor, sounding board, and stellar community leader, Michael Ritter, as a recipient of the Ish Chayil Man of Honor Award. Mike was one of the primary engines or change agents that set into motion this transformational campus project known as the Larry and Mary Greenspon Family Campus for Jewish Life. I'm going to state the obvious here. This type of transformational leadership is hard. There will always be second guessing and a backsliding to nostalgia and the good old days. Not everyone is going to be happy, but that wasn't cause for pause or hesitation from someone like Mike. And Mike was then one of those rarities, someone who could both envision and then drive change. One more takeaway I learned from Mike. Such transformations take time, and sometimes previous habits and history need to pass away before a new paradigm can take hold. Mike led this federation through a population study, through a life and legacy program, a strategic plan which resulted in hiring our first ever community security director, and the same strategic plan that was the impetus for a new campus project. All of this in a presidency of 2 years. Mike Ritter, you are indeed a man of valor. Thank you.
It's my pleasure to introduce Sabal Palm Bank, the recipients of this year's Kehilah Ha'arganit, or Corporate Community Award. Each year, the Federation presents this award to an organization with which we share common goals and interests, a partnership, and a love and respect for our beautiful Sarasota-Manatee community. Neil McCurry and his entire team at Sabal Palm Bank have been fantastic to work with through some very challenging times this year. The Federation recently decided to expand the working relationship and take its community focus to a new level by working with a local bank. Sabal Palm has shown that they are committed to the success of our Federation, and their team has been ready, willing, and able to help us in all endeavors. We see this partnership with Neil McCurry Jr. and his team only continuing to grow and evolve over the next few years. Neil and your team, on behalf of the entire Federation, we say thank you for your partnership, thank you for what you do for our Federation, and thank you for what you do for our community. We're so thrilled to be working together with you.
Thank you all. I want to, on behalf of all of us who have been muted and can't clap and yell and scream, congratulate all of our honorees. You are what make our Federation and our Jewish community great. I also want to thank all of you who have joined us today. Normally we would adjourn, we would greet, and we would hug, and we would even kiss each other. Since we can't do that, I'm going to ask all of you to unmute yourselves. It's in the corner of the left-hand corner, and raise our virtual glass. And let's all say L'chaim.
L'chaim.
Thank you again. It's a wonderful.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Everybody.
Thank you, Federation. Thank you for doing this. Very nice.
Congratulations.
Great program.
Thanks to all of our
Joshua Co-op. Take care.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you. 24-hour session.
Happy anniversary, Amy.
Thank you, Judy. Thanks, everyone.